What was like one of the use cases which you liked about using Comet, and one use cases which you actually didn't like about using Comet?
I think the onboarding was awesome. When I was onboarding, it didn't pull all the profiles, so it only pulled one.
I could use this browser same as the Chrome which I used before, nothing different, right? But again, the biggest pain point, as you said, right, is
When I think about Chrome, the first thing that comes to my mind is minimalistic design. Comet is on the other way around. So, what do you feel about all these additional bells and whistles that they put?
I'm okay with that, but I think it keeps bugging me to make the browser a default browser. I think it's fewer of the complaining. And I'll talk about one use case which I saw online, which I thought was really interesting, and I'll talk about one thing which I used it for.
Sometimes it picks up really well and gives the right emails and right responses. The thing that I would have been more happy is on the actions.
If we extrapolate this to like a small business owner, funny, so if you have an agentic browser like this, it's easier for you to skim through all those emails.
Yeah, there's a lot of use cases this can actually solve, especially for small businesses like invoicing them.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel, Everything Product. So we talk about latest technology and we review a lot of AI tools on our channel. So we have done first impressions of the Comet browser a couple of weeks back, and we have seen a lot of response to that video. A lot of people asking us Comet invites and also asking us questions on how they can apply jobs specifically using Comet. So we thought we'll do like a reactions video of us using Comet for the first 30 days. So in this video, we'll just go over the different use cases we tried or tried using Comet browser, and also some of the hiccups we had, and some feedback to the Perplexity team on where they could improve the workflows. So let's get started. So funny, let me ask you a question, right? So what was like one of the use cases which you liked about using Comet, and one use cases which you actually didn't like about using Comet?
Yeah, absolutely, Sidhu. So again, for anyone who doesn't know what Comet is a browser that Perplexity created. This is basically a fork of Chrome. So you'll have very similar experience that you're using in Chrome, but it has an assistant, built-in assistant that Perplexity gives that you can use on the site to automate a bunch of things that you do. And like Sidhu said, one of the use cases that we tried in the past in one of our videos is applying for jobs automatically, and it actually did that. Going back to your question, what did I like and what I didn't like? I think the onboarding was awesome. So the moment I opened it, it said, hey, I can pull everything from your existing Chrome browser, and all my bookmarks, all my passwords and everything was pulled in. So that's the best part. I didn't have to like remember everything, add everything. I mean, on the onboarding, the thing that I didn't like is I usually use multiple profiles on the Chrome. So for example, my personal one, everything product, work, things like that, I keep it completely separate for each profile. When I was onboarding, it didn't pull all the profiles, so it only pulled one. So now I had to do manually for the other profiles and stuff. That's one thing that I didn't like. In general, I've been playing around with the other websites and stuff, but probably those will talk more. The thing that I didn't like on onboarding is that I liked on the onboarding is like the faster onboarding.
Awesome. Yeah, I think the onboarding was awesome, funny. So almost right, it was zero work for me to set up a new browser. I could use this browser same as the Chrome which I used before, nothing different, right? But again, the biggest pain point, as you said, right, is like importing all your profiles. And I think for the Perplexity team, right, something to keep in mind. Everybody uses at least 2 to 3 profiles, right? You have like multiple personal emails, and if you use a Gmail at work, that's another one. And maybe if you are doing side hustles or businesses, that could be another profile. But even for just personal emails, right, I use 3 emails personally. So
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
many people, I mean, we might be more power users than a lot of other general audience, but in general, I've seen that a lot too, at least 2 to 3 profiles and stuff. Let me also ask you one question, Sidhu. Ease of use. So when I think about Chrome, the minimalistic design, they don't barely keep anything on the UI. You just have a bar, you just keep searching. They don't annoy you with a lot of other things around, things like that. Comet is on the other way around. There's an assistant open all the time on the right, which is taking space. They also have multiple gadgets that's coming up. They have on the bottom bar other things. So what do you feel about all these additional bells and whistles that they put?
Yeah, so I think assistant obviously needs to be there because it's more like an agentic experience, right? So I'm okay with that, but I think it keeps bugging me to make the browser default browser, I think, which you are also complaining. So I think that's something that's a little bit distracting. But other than that, it, for my regular use, right, it's similar to Chrome for me. So yeah, I think we should also talk about different use cases which we were trying out using the Comet browser. And I'll talk about one use case which I saw online, which I thought was really interesting, and I'll talk about one thing which I used it for. So one of the use cases which I saw online was that people were basically logging into LinkedIn and asking it to look at all the previous requests and giving it a criteria on what it can accept and what it can ignore. And it's also, they're also asking it to look at all the messages that were sent by recruiters, asking it to create a list so that they can reach out to these recruiters again if they want to actually apply or ask for any open positions and so on, so on and so forth.
Very interesting idea, because at times you don't remember how many people you spoke to. Could be like very old history, so you might not even remember the names, things like that. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and one of the use cases which I was sharing in our group was we have been fortunately getting a lot of requests, like couple 2 or 3 requests for guests to be on the show every day. So it's not humanly possible to go through each profile and understand whether we can take them as a guest or no. So I asked Comet to basically go through all the requests that came in and filter it by a criteria, and then send them follow-up emails regarding what topic they want to talk about and tell more about how they want to contribute and so on and so forth. So we sent out 10 emails actually using Comet.
Yeah, that's
So
another thing that I love, right? Because I know we used to spend a lot of time skimming through these profiles, actually understanding whether they're a good guest for our podcast or not, and then going back and forth in terms of scheduling, things like that. I know this one might not be able to do everything there, but at least that initial part of like skimming through the profiles, telling whether they're actually good fit for us or not, sending the emails, write emails. Yeah, it saves us a lot of time, 100%. Yeah.
yeah, and also I was looking online and somebody was saying they were actually tracking their applications, right? So
Yeah.
when you apply for a job application, you actually get an email either applied, successful, follow-ups, and all of that. So they were actually creating list using Comet Assistant with all the jobs they applied and the status of that, and do like a check. So you actually also have a feature called shortcuts in Comet, so you can actually create a shortcut, and shortcut is like a prompt which you can call with like a short word or a keyword, and you can repeat that multiple times, right, easily. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot with the emails as well. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it yet, because I've been playing around with my emails, asking it different questions. Like, when did I get this email from this person? Like, what was the latest response? Things like that. Sometimes it picks up really well and gives the right emails and right responses. The thing that I would have been more happy is on the actions. I think there was some email someone sent me a few days back mentioning some details. I was lost in all of the emails that I had. I was trying to find out, hey, tell me the exact dimensions that this person told in this email, in some email. Couldn't find it. So things like that, it still made me do some work. So maybe some improvements there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if we extrapolate this to like a small business owner, funny. So imagine I'm a small business owner who is selling stuff on Amazon or Shopify, all of these places, and people actually reach out to me requesting questions about the product or refunds and all of that stuff. So if you have an agentic browser like this, it's easier for you to skim through all those emails, maybe give a generic reply to certain set of questions, and maybe if it is like if the customer is really really frustrated, then you maybe pick all of them, highlight them, star them, and respond to them on a time.
Yeah, there's a lot of use cases this can actually solve, especially for small businesses. Like invoicing them, like let's say you sold a product to a specific customer, invoicing them, following up with them if they didn't pay for it. Let's say they paid, and I'm sure that comes to your email as well, that hey, this person paid at this much amount, maybe there is a mismatch, they didn't pay the entire amount, following up, things like that. I think a lot of those can be automated.
Yeah. So, and we know that a lot of people are interested in applying for jobs, right? So, and I think people reached out to us to say like, can I get this Comet invite to so that I can use it to apply for jobs for me and all of that. So we would be interested to know if you are using Comet browser for any other use cases within your job search journey. Let us know so that we can actually try it out and tell others, and they can also learn from our experience showing it out. Awesome. So this is our first 30 days of using Comet, and we'll be doing more and more of these videos as we use and explore more use cases in Comet. But for everybody, right, anybody who's actually exploring Comet and using Comet for job search or any other use cases, please comment so that we can actually bring that use cases live and show people so that they can also learn from your experiences. And thanks a lot for everybody's support, and also give us tips on what other AI tools you want us to review in the following videos. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.